Daniel Christopher Covell is an American professional wrestler, best known by his ring name Christopher Daniels, and is currently working for Ring of Honor as a free agent. He is also well known as Curry Man. He spent the bulk of his career in Total Nonstop Action Wrestling, and also has worked in Japan on the American independent circuit. He has won 16 total championships between TNA, Raw, and New Japan Pro Wrestling, including being a 10-time World Tag Team Champion. He is known as the King of Indies for his work with independent promotions across the world, including Frontier Wrestling Alliance, International Wrestling Cartel, and Pro Wrestling Guerrilla. Early life: Covell was born in Kalamazoo, Michigan on March 24, 1970. When Covell was 3, his family relocated to Fayetteville, North Carolina, where he became an avid fan of Mid-Atlantic Championship Wrestling. After he graduated from Methodist College with a degree in theater, Covell and his wife moved to Chicago, Illinois, where he planned to become an actor. Professional wrestling career: early career: after being trained by Sam DeCiro, Mike Anthony and Kevin Quinn, Daniels made his April 1993 debut for Windy City Wrestling, losing a tag match with Titan to the Manson brothers. A month later, he defeated Trevor Blanchard for the WCPW Light Heavyweight Championship. He later won the WCPW Tag Team Championship with Kevin Quinn. He traveled to Puerto Rico to wrestle for the World Wrestling Council and, on October 22, 1995, teamed with Kevin Quinn to defeat Hurricane N. Castillo, Jr. and Invadero for the WWC World Tag Team Championship. They lost the titles a month later to the Canadian Glamour Boys. Back in Windy City, Daniels defeated Brett Sanders for the WCPW Middleweight Championship, and lost it to Brandon Bishop 17 days later. Around this time, he also wrestled for the Empire Wrestling Federation, where he won the EWF Heavyweight Championship. In 1998, Daniels signed a developmental deal with the World Wrestling Federation and trained at Dory Funk Jr.'s Funking Dojo. He made his WWF debut as a jobber on January 19, 1998, losing a dark match to Mick Tierney before WWF Shotgun Saturday Night. In the late 1990s and early 2000s, he wrestled on the B shows, WWF Sunday Night Heat and WWF Shotgun Saturday Night. In 2000, he donned a mask and teamed with Aaron Aguilera as Los Conquistadors, as part of the Hardy Boys feud with Edge and Christian. Back on the independent circuit, Daniels teamed with Kevin Quinn at the NWA's 50th anniversary show in October 1998, defeating Danny Dominion and Ace Steel to become the first NWA Midwest Tag Team Champions. He participated in the third annual ECWA Super 8 tournament, reaching the final where he lost to Steve Bradley. After a short stint in ECW, he traveled to Japan, where developed his mask persona, Curry Man, and competed in the Masked Man League, finishing third. On December 19, 1999, he defeated Minoru Fujita in Michinoku Pro Wrestling for the British Commonwealth Junior Heavyweight Championship. Back in the US, he defeated Michael Modest for the APW Worldwide Internet Championship in All Pro Wrestling and won the 4th annual ECWA Super 8 tournament. On January 14, 2000, Daniels received a tryout match with World Championship Wrestling, defeating Mikey Henderson. The original idea was for Daniels to portray Vampiro's Dark Master Syndrome, but his debut was continually postponed, and he eventually returned to the independent scene. He then won APW's King of the Indies tournament, the WCPW League Championship and the UPW Heavyweight Championship. On the January 23, 2001 episode of WCW Monday Nitro, Daniels wrestled Michael Modest. During the match, he attempted a springboard moonsault, but his left foot missed the ring rope. Unable to sufficiently push off to complete the rotation, he botched the move and landed on his head, damaging his neck. Though he was able to finish the match, his left arm was impaired throughout it. Afterwards, Daniels and Modest signed 90-day contracts, but Daniels was released before he had another match. He made several appearances on WWE Jack during the spring of 2001, losing to Jerry Lynn and, with Scoot Andrews as his partner, to Kaientai in a tag match. Throughout 2001 and 2002, he continued wrestling on the independent circuit, winning multiple titles and tournaments and debuting in Canada and the United Kingdom. Ring of Honor, The Prophecy. On February 23, 2002, Daniels wrestled in the triple threat main event of Ring of Honor's first show, The Era of Honor Begins, against Low-Ki and Bryan Danielson. He lost the match, then refused to shake hands with his opponents, breaking Row's Code of Honor, which mandated that all wrestlers shake hands before and after a match. He then took the mic and challenged Low-Ki and Danielson to a round-robin tournament at Row's second show, Round Robin Challenge. Daniels defeated Danielson in the first match, then forced him to shake his hand. He next submitted to Low-Ki's Dragon Clutch, but again refused to shake hands and said he would have won if he had not already wrestled that night. He vowed to not wrestle Low-Ki again unless the Road title was on the line. Daniels formed the Prophecy stable around this time. At Ring of Honor's third show, A Night of Appreciation, Daniels lost to Donovan Morgan. They showed mutual respect, and formed a partnership. Daniels defeated AJ Styles on June 22, to qualify for the first Raw World Championship match, a 1-hour Iron Man match against Spanky, Doug Williams, and Low-Ki. In this title match, Daniels scored a pin on the eventual winner, Low-Ki, and was the only wrestler to lose a fall by pin or submission. 2 months later, Low-Ki defended the title against Xavier. During the match, Daniels came to the ring to distract Low-Ki, allowing Xavier to attack him with a chair and pin him. The new champion was announced as the newest member of the Prophecy. Later that night, Daniels and Morgan defeated Danielson and Michael Modest to become the inaugural Raw Tag Team Champions. The Prophecy now held all Raw titles. At Glory by Honor, Daniels defeated Doug Williams, who was consequently banned from shaking hands in Raw. The Prophecy recruited Samoa Joe, making his Raw debut that night, to take out Low-Ki in the first ever fight without honor. Low-Ki won the match and shook Joe's hand. On March 13, 2003, AJ Styles and Amazing Red defeated Daniels and Xavier for the Raw Tag Team Championship. At the next show, the Prophecy also lost the Raw Championship, when former member Samoa Joe defeated Xavier. On April 26, Daniels won the second round-robin challenge by defeating Amazing Red and Paul London in singles matches. On June 14, the Prophecy put their existence in Raw on the line in a 6-man tag team match against the group. The Prophecy won, and the group was forced to disband. Daniels defeated the returning Xavier on August 16 to become number 1 contender for the Raw World Championship. He was defeated by the champion, Samoa Joe, on September 20. After CM Punk declined an offer to join the Prophecy, someone assaulted his girlfriend Lucy backstage, forcing her out of Raw. On December 23, 2003, Daniels revealed that B.J. Whitmer, the newest member of the Prophecy, had attacked Lucy, starting a rivalry between the Prophecy and Punk's stable, the Second City Saints. On January 10, 2004, at Battle Lines Are Drawn, the Prophecy faced the Second City Saints in a 6-man tag team main event. The Prophecy was disqualified when Whitmer accidentally hit the referee with a chair. After the match, Punk dropped Daniels from the ropes through a table with a Pepsi plunge, putting him out of Raw. Not allowing the contracted wrestlers to work Raw shows, in light of a scandal surrounding Raw promoter Rob Feinstein. Return to Raw. In the summer of 2005, Ring of Honor announced that, after a 16-month absence, Daniels would return on July 8. However, on June 18, at Death Before Dishonor 3, he made a surprise early return, confronting and challenging the new Raw World Champion, CM Punk, who had threatened to leave for World Wrestling Entertainment with the title. Punk refused the challenge and fled the arena. At the next show, Sign of Dishonor, Daniels defeated Punk's stablemate, Colt Cabana, when Punk attempted to hit Daniels with a steel chain, but instead hit Cabana. At Fate of an Angel, Daniels lost to the debuting Matt Hardy after Punk interfered. Later that night, after Punk's successful defense against James Gibson, Daniels stole the belt and was granted a title shot. On July 23, At the homecoming, Daniels wrestled Punk to a 1-hour time limit draw. The time expired just as Daniels hit his Angel's Wings finisher. At the next show on August 12, Redemption, Daniels, Gibson and Samoa Joe challenged CM Punk for the title in a 4-way elimination match. While Joe had Daniels in a submission move, Daniels put his foot on the rope to force a break. Punk knocked it off before the referee noticed, and Daniels submitted. Daniels tried to get revenge, but inadvertently helped Punk eliminate Joe. Daniels remained a regular member of the Raw roster, while also working other promotions. He made his U.S. debut as Curryman on August 27, against Shingo Takagi at Dragon Gate Invasion. After defeating Matt Sydal in 2 singles matches and losing to him in the third, they became tag team partners in the summer of 2006. On August 26, they failed in their first shot at the Raw World Tag Team Championship, against Austin Aries and Roderick Strong. On November 25, they defeated Chris Hero and Claudio Castagnoli for the title, making Daniels a 2-time champion. After defending against CIMA and Shingo, Austin Aries and Roderick Strong and Jack Evans and Shingo, Daniels and Sydal lost the title to the Briscoe brothers on February 24, 2007. At Good Times, Great Memories on April 28, Daniels wrestled a 15-minute time limit draw with Eric Stevens. Following the match, Daniels turned heel and quit Raw. Total Nonstop Action Wrestling, X Division and Tag Team Division. Daniels joined the newly founded NWA TNA in 2002. He was part of a stable called Triple X, with Low Ki and Elix Skipper, which won the NWA World Tag Team Championship. He also joined Vince Russo's Sports Entertainment Extreme stable. Triple X disbanded in June 2003, after Low Ki began wrestling primarily in Japan and Daniels and Skipper lost a cage match to America's Most Wanted. Daniels briefly feuded with Jeff Jarrett in August-September 2003. He then regularly wrestled singles matches in the X Division, before rejoining with Skipper in July 2004. They were forced to disband after losing to America's Most Wanted again, on December 5 at Turning Point. In 2005, Daniels had a long feud with AJ Styles over the TNA X Division Championship. He won the title at Destination X in an Ultimate X challenge with a screwjob ending. Styles had retrieved the belt, but the referee was unconscious. Daniels hit Styles with his Angel's Wings finisher and took the belt when the ref woke. He became the longest reigning X Division champion, holding the belt for over 150 days. During this run, he defended against Elix Skipper, Shocker, Petty Williams, Matt Bentley, Chris Sabin, and Austin Aries. On September 11, at Unbreakable, he lost the title to Styles in a 3-way dance, when Styles reversed an Angel's Wings attempt into a pin. This match received a 5-star rating from Dave Meltzer. On November 13, 2005, at Genesis, Daniels sustained a concussion after being attacked by Samoa Joe and taking a muscle buster onto a chair, following a tag match together. At Turning Point, when Joe tried to similarly injure AJ Styles after winning the X Division Championship from him, Daniels returned and attacked Joe, enabling security guards to protect Styles and restrain Joe. At Final Resolution, Daniels lost to Joe when Styles threw in the towel to protect Daniels, badly beaten and defenseless, from further damage. The next week, Daniels accused Styles of doing this to get the #1 contendership for the X Division title. That night, he cost Styles a match against Shannon Moore by throwing in the towel. At Against All Odds, Joe retained the title in a 3-way match against Daniels and Styles. Daniels won the title in an Ultimate X match the next month, and lost it back to Joe on April 13, after taking a second rope island driver. Daniels was then scheduled to face Jushin Thunder Liger in a cage match at Lockdown, but Liger pulled out of the match. Instead, he faced a mystery opponent, who turned out to be the returning Low Ki, who defeated him. Daniels turned face by teaming with AJ Styles and becoming the #1 contender for the NWA Tag Team Championship, held by America's Most Wanted. Daniels and Styles won the title at Slammiversary. They then feuded with the Latin American Exchange, trading the title back and forth with Homicide and Hernandez. On November 16, Daniels defeated Styles and Chris Sabin in a three-way match on the primetime debut of TNA Impact on Spike TV, by pinning Sabin, to win his third TNA X Division Championship. He lost it to Sabin in a three-way bout at Final Resolution, also involving Jerry Lynn. Daniels then took time off from TNA. He made his return, as a heel, at Destination X, distracting Lynn during his match with Sabin. After the match, the newly bearded Daniels, sporting tribal-styled paint on one side of his face, hit Sabin with the Angel's wings and Lynn with the X Division title belt. At Lockdown, Daniels pinned Jerry Lynn in a cage match. At Sacrifice, Daniels pinned Rhino after hitting him with a baseball bat. Daniels then feuded with Sting, costing him a King of the Mountain match qualifier by hitting him with a baseball bat. Sting attacked him the next week on Impact. On June 17, 2007, at Slammiversary, Sting pinned him after the Scorpion Death Drop. According to Daniels, the feud ended before start because Vince Russo did not know what to do with his Fallen Angel gimmick. At Victory Road, Daniels won a 10-man Ultimate X Gauntlet match to become the #1 contender for the X Division Championship. Senshi and Alex Skipper helped Daniels to win the match, resulting in the reunion of Triple X. At Bound for Glory on October 14, Daniels unsuccessfully challenged for Jay Lethal's X Division Championship. On the December 6 episode of TNA Impact, Daniels beat Senshi in a match for his Feast or Fire briefcase, refereed by Alex Skipper. The next week, the briefcase was revealed to contain a pink slip, meaning Daniels was fired from TNA. Curryman and Suicide. 1 month after Daniels was fired, Covell returned to TNA as the colorful, masked Curryman, who soon became allied with Shark Boy. Unlike the brooding serious nature of his Fallen Angel persona, Curryman was a dancing, cartoonish comedy act. He and Shark Boy feuded with Team 3D, and won a Fish Market Street fight against them at Destination X. On the March 13, 2008 Impact, Curryman beat Petty Williams to qualify for the XSCAPE match for the X Division title at Lockdown, along with Jay Lethal, Sanjay Dutt, Shark Boy, Consequences Creed, and Johnny Devine. He eliminated Creed from the match after hitting his Spice Wreck finisher, and was eliminated by Devine after the Devine intervention. In June, Curryman represented Team TNA in the 2008 World X Cup. After losing to Team International's Alex Kozlov in a pre-fill match, he lost to Team Japan's Milano Collection AT. In the tournament, at Victory Road, Curryman wrestled in a 4-team, 12-man elimination tag match. He was eliminated by Team Mexico's Ashitimo Guerrero. Curryman and Shark Boy then allied with Super Eric to form a comedic superhero-themed stable called the Prince Justice Brotherhood. At Final Resolution, Curryman was one of the 4 participants in the Feast or Fire match to retrieve a briefcase. His contained a pink slip, meaning he was fired. In early 2009, Covell began playing the role of the Masked Suicide, while Frankie Kazarian recovered from injury. As Suicide, he won the X Division Championship in an Ultimate X match at Destination X, Return of Daniels. Christopher Daniels returned to TNA TV as a face, under his Fallen Angel gimmick on the April 16 TNA Impact. He defeated Kurt Angle to give Jeff Jarrett's team the first-man advantage in Lethal Lockdown, at Lockdown. He was then announced as a member of Team Jarrett. The win was overturned by Jeff Jarrett, after he noticed Angle's shoulder was up during the pinfall and Daniels' shoulders were down. At Lockdown, Team Jarrett defeated Team Angle. Daniels then feuded with Alex Shelley and Chris Sabin, who, on the April 30 Impact, accused him of being suicide. On the May 7 Impact, Jay Lethal and Consequences Creed echoed the accusations. On the May 14 Impact, Daniels helped Suicide clear the ring of Shelley, Sabin, Lethal, and Creed after they attempted to unmask him. At Sacrifice, Daniels defeated Suicide to win the TNA X Division Championship. After the match, Daniels saw a replay of the finish, involving Alex Shelley's interference. He said he didn't want to win the belt like that and asked for 5 extra minutes. The 5 minutes expired in a draw, and Suicide kept the title. At Slammiversary, Daniels pinned Shane Douglas in a match with Daniels' job on the line, after hitting the best moonsault ever. At Victory Road, Wrestling Observer's Worst Show of the Year, Daniels lost to Matt Morgan. At Hard Justice, Daniels won the Steel Asylum match to become the #1 contender for the X Division Championship, reigniting his feud with champion Samoa Joe. Daniels lost to Joe at No Surrender, then lost a 3-way match to him on the following Impact. At Bound for Glory, Daniels wrestled a 6-man Ultimate X match for the X Division Championship, also featuring Alex Shelley, Chris Sabin, Suicide, Homicide and successfully defending champion, Amazing Red. On the November 5 Impact, Daniels confronted the TNA World Heavyweight Champion, AJ Styles, and claiming he was just as good a wrestler as Styles, but was not given the same breaks by TNA, which he said was pampering, coddling and spoiling Styles. At Turning Point, Styles retained his title in a 3-way match against Daniels and Samoa Joe by pinning Joe. On the November 19 Impact, Daniels completed his heel turn and teamed with Desmond Wolfe against Styles and Kurt Angle, pinning Styles. At Final Resolution, Daniels unsuccessfully challenged Styles for the World Heavyweight Championship. The following month at Genesis, Daniels lost to Sean Morley in Morley's TNA debut. On the March 8 Impact, Daniels vowed to reignite the flame of the X Division. That night, he was pinned by X Division champion Doug Williams in a 3-way title match, also involving Kazarian. At Destination X, Daniels competed in a 4-way ladder match for the #1 contendership for the X Division title, and was defeated by Kazarian. 2 days later, Daniels defeated Kazuchika Okada in a dark match at the Impact taping. Covell was released from his TNA contract on March 31, 2010. After nearly 8 years with the company. Return to Ring of Honor, Daniels returned to Ring of Honor on April 3, 2010, at its second live pay-per-view, The Big Bang, challenging Davey Richards to a match. On May 7, at Civil Warfare, Daniels defeated Kevin Steen in his return match and so took his #2 spot in the Pick 6 standings. The following day, at Supercard of Honor V, Daniels defeated Raw World Television Champion and Richards' tag team partner, Eddie Edwards, in a non-title match. On May 21, Daniels participated in his first Ring of Honor wrestling taping, teaming with Roderick Strong in a losing effort against the American Wolves. On June 19, Daniels made his Raw pay-per-view wrestling debut at Death Before Dishonor 8, successfully defending his #2 Pick 6 spot against Kenny Omega and rupturing an eardrum in the process. At the next PPV, Glory by Honor 9, Daniels defeated Austin Aries. On October 16, Daniels finally received his match with Davey Richards, but lost via submission. 3 days later Ring of Honor announced that Daniels had officially signed a contract with the promotion. On November 13, Daniels received a shot at the Raw World Championship, but lost to the champion, Roderick Strong. At the December 10 taping of Ring of Honor Wrestling in Louisville, Kentucky, Daniels beat Eddie Edwards for the Raw World Television Championship. 8 days later, at Final Battle 2010, Daniels lost to Homicide in a non-Euro title #1 contenders match. At the Net pay-per-view, 9th Anniversary Show, on February 26, 2011, Daniels wrestled Eddie Edwards to a 30-minute time limit draw in a 2 out of 3 falls rematch for the television title. Afterwards, it was announced that Daniels would challenge for the Raw World Championship at the following pay-per-view on April 1. On March 18, Daniels successfully defended the television title against Mike Bennett. In preparation for his World Championship match against Roderick Strong, Daniels stole the Book of Truth from Strong's manager, Truth Martini, to learn his match strategy. He was forced to shift his focus when, on March 19, Strong lost the title to Eddie Edwards. On April 1, at Honor Takes Center Stage, Daniels unsuccessfully challenged Edwards for the World Championship, and afterwards teased a heel turn by refusing to shake his hand. The next day, Daniels completed his heel turn by attacking El Generico with a Book of Truth, and aligning himself with Truth Martini, Roderick Strong and Michael Elgin, a stable called the House of Truth. On June 26, at Best in the World 2011, Daniels lost the television title to El Generico. This was his last appearance in Raw before rejoining TNA full-time. On May 17, 2014, Daniels made an appearance at War of the Worlds, announcing his return to Raw at Best in the World 2014 on June 22. Chikara, Curryman replaced the injured Cassandro to team with Los Ice Creams in Chikara's 2010 King of Trios tournament, which started on April 23, 2010. The trio lost in the first round to Team Perros del Mal. The following day, Christopher Daniels defeated Halowick in a singles match. On the third night of the event, Daniels lost to Eddie Kingston. Asistencia la Asesora y Administración Cubana. On April 30, 2010, Christopher Daniels debuted for the major Mexican promotion, Asistencia la Asesora y Administración Cubana, as a surprise member of the Rudo La Liga Cubana Extranjera stable. In a six-man tag match, he, Alex Kozlov and Joe Liddell defeated Extreme Tiger, Jack Evans and Rocky Romero when Daniels pinned the AAA Cruiserweight champion, Extreme Tiger. On June 6, at Triple Mania 18, Daniels lost to Jack Evans in a four-way elimination match for the Cruiserweight Championship, along with Extreme Tiger and Nassau. Returned to Total Nonstop Action Wrestling, Fortune. Covell returned to TNA at the January 31, 2011, taping of Explosion, as Suicide. Still contracted to Ring of Honor, he received the promotion's blessing for the return, provided he not work as Christopher Daniels until the contract expired. On February 10, Suicide returned to Impact. Losing a 3-Way X Division No. 1 Contenders Tournament match, also involving Brian Kendrick, to Robbie E on March 16, at the tapings of the March 31 Impact. Covell made his TNA return under the Christopher Daniels character, saving Fortune members James Storm, Kazarian and Robert Roode from a Fury-3 beatdown inside a steel cage at the hands of Immortal, in the process establishing himself as a face. In his return, Daniels targeted especially Bully Ray, who had sidelined Fortune leader AJ Styles with an injury 2 weeks earlier. On the April 7 Impact, Daniels proclaimed his loyalty to Styles and announced that he would be taking his place alongside Kazarian, Roode and Storm in the Lethal Lockdown match at Lockdown, where they will face Immortal representatives Abyss, Bully Ray, Matt Hardy and Ric Flair. Later that same evening, Daniels wrestled his TNA return match, losing to Bully Ray in a lumberjack match, where Fortune and Immortal worked as lumberjacks, after Immortal leader Hulk Hogan interfered and hit him with a chain. Despite his return as Daniels, Covell also kept performing as Suicide and on the same April 7 Impact teamed with Brian Kendrick and Chris Sabin in a six-man tag team match, where they defeated Generation Me and Robbie E. Soon after this, Suicide's profile was removed from TNA's roster page. On April 17 at Lockdown, Daniels and Fortune defeated Immortal in a Lethal Lockdown match. On the next Impact, Daniels was officially named a member of Fortune. On the May 26 Impact Wrestling, Daniels and Styles defeated Bully Ray and his new partner, Tommy Dreamer, in a no-disqualification street fight. On July 10 at Destination X, TNA's first ever All-X Division pay-per-view, Daniels faced fellow Fortune member AJ Styles in the main event of the evening in a losing effort. During the event, Daniels also made a brief appearance as Curryman, in a segment where Eric Young was looking for a tag team partner to face Generation Me. After weeks of Daniels asking for a rematch, Styles finally granted him one on the September 1 Impact Wrestling, which Daniels won. After the match, Daniels refused to shake hands with Styles. On the September 22 episode, Daniels refused to return the favor and give Styles a rematch, which led to them brawling. When they were separated by Kazarian, Daniels kicked Styles in the groin, completing his heel turn and signifying his departure from Fortune. At Daniels' request, he faced Styles at Bound for Glory on October 16 in an I Quit match. Daniels lost the match after being threatened with a screwdriver, but continued the feud by attacking Styles after the match. On the October 27 Impact Wrestling, Daniels lost to Rob Van Dam by disqualification after hitting him with a toolbox. On the November 10 Impact Wrestling, Daniels was defeated by AJ Styles, after Van Dam prevented Daniels from using a screwdriver. On November 13 at Turning Point, Daniels lost to Van Dam in a no disqualification match. In retaliation, Daniels interfered and cost Van Dam his match for the TNA Television Championship on the December 1 Impact Wrestling. This led to a singles match on December 11 at Final Resolution on December 11, where Van Dam was victorious. Bad influence. Daniels then returned to his rivalry with AJ Styles, managing to convince Kazarian to turn on him on the January 5, 2012 Impact Wrestling. On the February 9 Impact Wrestling, Daniels defeated Styles in a singles match with help from Kazarian, who was now showing signs that Daniels was holding something over his head and had forced him to turn on Styles against his will. On March 18 at Victory Road, Daniels and Kazarian were defeated in a tag team match by Styles and Mr. Anderson. The rivalry continued on April 15 at Lockdown, where the two duos were on opposing teams in the annual Lethal Lockdown match. Styles and Anderson's team, led by Garrett Biscoff, ended up defeating Daniels and Kazarian's team, led by Eric Biscoff. During Styles' absence from Impact Wrestling, Daniels and Kazarian set their sights on the TNA World Tag Team Championship, attacking champions Magnus and Samoa Joe on the April 26 episode. On the May 10 Impact Wrestling, Kazarian revealed that he originally aligned himself with Daniels to keep him from revealing Styles' secret, but changed his mind after learning what the secret was. Daniels then revealed the secret, a series of photographs insinuating a relationship between Styles and TNA President Dixie Carter. 3 days later at Sacrifice, Daniels and Kazarian defeated Magnus and Samoa Joe to win the TNA World Tag Team Championship for the first time. Later in the event, Daniels and Kazarian cost AJ Styles his match with Kurt Angle, who afterwards turned on the two, saving Styles from a beatdown. On May 31, Daniels main evented a live episode of Impact Wrestling, losing to AJ Styles in a singles grudge match. After the match, Daniels and Kazarian attacked both Styles and Angle, who attempted to make the save, before rolling an audio of a phone conversation to prove an affair between Styles and Carter. The tape was abruptly cut short by Carter ending the show. On June 10 at Slammiversary, Daniels and Kazarian lost the TNA World Tag Team Championship to Styles and Angle. On the next Impact Wrestling, Daniels entered the 2012 Bound for Glory series, taking part in the opening gauntlet match, from which he eliminated both Styles and Angle, before being eliminated himself by James Storm. On the June 21 Impact Wrestling, Styles and Carter proved that Daniels and Kazarian had been lying about their relationship by producing a pregnant woman named Claire, whom they had been helping overcome her addictions. The following week, Kazarian teased dissension with Daniels, claiming that he had been lied to. However, in the main event of the evening, Kazarian revealed that he was still on Daniels' side, when the two defeated Styles and Angle, after Kazarian hit Styles with a steel chair, to regain the TNA World Tag Team Championship. Following the win, Daniels admitted that Styles and Carter had told the truth about Claire, but claimed that they had left out the part about Styles being the father of her unborn baby. On July 8 at Destination X, Daniels was defeated by Styles in a last man standing match. On the August 8 Impact Wrestling, Daniels and Kazarian, billing themselves as the World Tag Team Champions of the World, made their first televised defense of the TNA World Tag Team Championship, defeating Devon and Garrett Biscoff. Daniels' participation in the 2012 Bound for Glory series ended on the following Impact Wrestling with a loss against AJ Styles, leaving him outside a spot in the semi-finals. As a result of the win, Styles also earned a paternity test, which revealed that Claire was not pregnant at all. The storyline ended with Claire, through her attorney, revealing Daniels and Kazarian's plot to blackmail Styles with her fake pregnancy. On September 6 as part of the first Championship Thursday, Daniels and Kazarian successfully defended the TNA World Tag Team Championship against Chavo Guerrero, Jr. and Hernandez. 3 days later at No Surrender, Daniels and Kazarian made another successful title defense against previous champions, AJ Styles and Kurt Angle. On October 14 at Bound for Glory, Daniels and Kazarian lost the TNA World Tag Team Championship to Chavo Guerrero, Jr. and Hernandez in a three-way match, which also included AJ Styles and Kurt Angle. Daniels and Kazarian received their rematch on November 11 at Turning Point, but were again defeated by Guerrero and Hernandez. On December 9 at Final Resolution, Daniels defeated AJ Styles in what was billed as their final match, after hitting Styles with his own Styles Clash finisher. Following this, Daniels and Kazarian dubbed their tag team Bad Influence, and Daniels tweaked his Fallen Angel character into that of a vice-ridden heel to fit the team's new name. Bad Influence then began a rivalry with James Storm after he defeated Kazarian at Final Resolution, and again on the January 3, 2013 Impact Wrestling. On January 13 at Genesis, Daniels defeated Storm in a number 1 contenders match for the TNA World Heavyweight Championship. Daniels received his title shot on the January 24 Impact Wrestling, but was defeated by defending champion Jeff Hardy. On March 10 at Lockdown, Bad Influence unsuccessfully challenged Austin Aries and Bobby Roode for the TNA World Tag Team Championship in a three-way match, also involving Chavo Guerrero, Jr. and Hernandez. In April, Daniels and Kazarian began teasing a Fortune reunion to battle the Aces and 8 stable, however, this plan was foiled by AJ Styles and Bobby Roode both turning down offers to join them. Bad Influence faced Austin Aries and Bobby Roode in a number 1 contenders match on the May 9 Impact Wrestling, however, the match ended in a no contest after special guest referee James Storm superkicked Daniels and Aries and walked out on the match. On June 2 at Slammiversary 11, Bad Influence failed to capture the TNA World Tag Team Championship from Chavo Guerrero, Jr. and Hernandez in a fatal 4-way elimination match, which also included Austin Aries and Bobby Roode and was won by Gunner and James Storm. On the June 13 Impact Wrestling, Daniels and Kazarian defeated Gunner and Storm in a non-title match to qualify for the 2013 Bound for Glory series. The following week, Daniels defeated Hernandez in his first BFG series match via pinfall to earn 7 points in the tournament. On the August 8 Impact Wrestling, Daniels and Kazarian faced off in a BFG series match. Despite teasing tension earlier in the night, they both intentionally got counted out to gain 2 points each. Afterward, they allied with Bobby Roode, in hopes it would help one of them win the tournament. At Bound for Glory, Bad Influence were defeated by Eric Young and Joseph Park in a gauntlet match. After being eliminated, both attacked Park and made him bleed. The same night, Abyss appeared and attacked Bad Influence. Over the following weeks, Bad Influence mocked about Park and tried to reveal his true identity, eventually divulging that Park was closed 13 years ago. On December 12, 2013, Bad Influence were defeated by Parks and Eric Young when Young made Park bleed. On December 26, 2013, Bad Influence were defeated again by Park in a Monsters Ball match. On March 2, 2014, Bad Influence were part of a group of TNA wrestlers that took part in Wrestle One's Kaizen Outbreak event in Tokyo, Japan, defeating junior stars in a tag team match. On April 23, 2014, Daniels announced his departure from TNA. Other promotions: while Bad Influence were in TNA, they appeared in other promotions. On January 24, 2014, Bad Influences appeared at Big Time Wrestling's Battle Royal, where they defeated the Ballard Brothers. On April 5, Bad Influences appeared in 2 events. First, they defeated the Bravado Brothers at Dragon Gate USA's Mercury Rising. After, they defeated Irish Airborne at WrestleCon. On June 6, 2014, Bad Influence made their debuts in Tommy Dreamer's House of Hardcore, defeating Outlaw Incorporated. On June 7, 2014, Bad Influence returned to House of Hardcore at HOH 5, defeating Petty Williams and Tony Nese. On August 21, 2014 Wrestle Center Voltage TV taping, Daniels defeated Lance Storm to win the IFWA Heavyweight Championship. Television and film appearances: Covell appeared in 2 episodes of Distraction as Curry Man, with fellow wrestlers Frankie Kazarian and Samoa Joe. He made a Chef Boyardee commercial with Jeff and Matt Hardy and a guest appearance on Num3RS with mixed martial artist Tito Ortiz. He competed on the January 18, 2008 episode of Merv Griffin's Crosswords, coming in at the beginning of the second round as a spoiler. He made it to the front row once, temporarily winning a trip to Reno, Nevada, but ended the show back as a spoiler, therefore leaving with only the consolation prize. He appears uncredited in the 1999 documentary film, Beyond the Mat. He also appeared uncredited in the 2013 parody film, 30 Nights of Paranormal Activity with the Devil Inside the Girl with the Dragon Tattoo as Bane. Personal life: Covell is married to Lisa and has 2 children. His daughter, Jerica Ellen, was born September 26, 2003, and his son, Joshua Allen, was born October 21, 2005. Joshua's middle name is derived from the first name of Covell's best friend, Alan Jones, who wrestles as AJ Styles. Covell is a comic book fan. His favorite Marvel Comics creation is the X-Men, and his favorite X-Men character is Wolverine. He trades comics with other wrestlers, including Samoa Joe and Homicide. Covell published his first own comic book on April 23, 2014. Covell earned a degree in theater from Methodist College in Fayetteville, North Carolina. On August 28, 2009, Covell was arrested for driving under the influence. In wrestling finishing moves: as Christopher Daniels, Angel's Wings, BME Euro Best Moonsault Ever, Last Rites, Reverse STO followed by a Koji Clutch. As Curry Man, Spicy Drop / Spice Rack. As Suicide Solution. Signature moves: as Christopher Daniels, Arabian Press, sometimes to the outside of the ring, Crossface, Death Valley Driver, Nzwigiri, Fall from Grace, Reverse STO, sometimes into the turnbuckles or from the second rope, Running Neckbreaker, Sidewalk Slam, sometimes from the top rope, Spin Out Powerbomb, Springboard Moonsault, Springboard Plancher, Standing Side Slam, STO. As Curry Man, Curry Bottom, Curry Cradle, Domo Lariato, High C, Tokyo Dangerous. Managers: Simply Luscious, Allison Danger, Jim Cornette, Prince Nana, Truth Martini. Nicknames: The Fallen Angel, The Ring General, Self-Proclaimed, Mr. TNA, Hot and Spicy, King of Spice, The Face of Impact Wrestling. Entrance themes: Head Like a Hole by 9 Inch Nails, Disposable Teens by Marilyn Manson, Manson by Dale Oliver, Guerrilla Radio by Rage Against the Machine. As Curry Man, Wings of a Fallen Angel by Dale Oliver, Spicy Hot by Dale Oliver, Coming Alive by Dale Oliver, Fortuneful by Dale Oliver, Wings of a Fallen Angel by Dale Oliver, Devious by Dale Oliver, Bad Influence by Dale Oliver, Your Sexy Beast by Cushionator. Championships and accomplishments: All Action Wrestling Perth, AAW Championship. All Pro Wrestling, APW Worldwide Internet Championship, King of the Indies. Ballpark Brawl, Natural Heavyweight Championship. East Coast Wrestling Association, ECWA Heavyweight Championship, Super 8 Tournament, ECWA Hall of Fame. Empire Wrestling Federation, EWF Heavyweight Championship. Frontier Wrestling Alliance, FWA British Heavyweight Championship. German Stampede Wrestling, Battlefield. Impact Championship Wrestling, ICW Tag Team Championship. A Euro with Xavier, Impact Cup. A Euro with Xavier. Mikinokyu Pro Wrestling, British Commonwealth Junior Heavyweight Championship, Futurate AB Tag Team League. A Euro with Super Rice Boy. Midwest Championship Wrestling, MCW Tag Team Championship. A Euro with Rain. New Japan Pro Wrestling, IWGP Junior Heavyweight Tag Team Championship. A Euro with American Dragon. NWA Florida, NWA Florida Heavyweight Championship. NWA Midwest, NWA Midwest Tag Team Championship. A Euro with Kevin Quinn. New Age Wrestling Federation Court Cup 1. Premier Wrestling Federation, PWF United States Championship. Pro Pain Pro Wrestling, 3PW World Heavyweight Championship. Pro Wrestling Illustrated, PWI Tag Team of the Year with AJ Styles. PWI ranked him number 15 of the 500 best singles wrestlers of the year in the PWI 500 in 2006. Pro Wrestling 01 Max, 01 Max United States Openweight Championship. Ring of Honor, Raw World Television Championship, Raw World Tag Team Championship a Euro with Donovan Morgan and Matt Sydal, Raw Round Robin Challenge 2. SoCal Uncensored, Match of the Year vs Kurt Angle, September 13, 2000, Ultimate Pro Wrestling, Wrestler of the Year. Total Nonstop Action Wrestling, TNA X Division Championship, TNA World Tag Team Championship a Euro with Kazarian, NWA World Tag Team Championship a Euro with Low Ki and Alex Skipper as Triple X, James Storm and AJ Styles, Feast or Fired 2, Feast or Fired, TNA World Cup of Wrestling a Euro with James Storm, Kazarian, Kenny King and Mickie James, World X Cup a Euro with Jerry Lynn, Chris Sabin, and Alex Skipper, Feud of the Year vs AJ Styles, Match of the Year with Alex Skipper vs Chris Harris and James Storm at Turning Point. December 5, 2004, Match of the Year with AJ Styles vs Homicide and Hernandez at No Surrender. September 24, 2006, Tag Team of the Year with AJ Styles. Ultimate Pro Wrestling, UPW Heavyweight Title. Windy City Pro Wrestling, WCPW League Championship, WCPW Lightweight Championship, WCPW Middleweight Championship, WCPW Tag Team Championship a Euro with Kevin Quinn, Mike Anthony. World Power Wrestling, WPW Heavyweight Championship. World Wrestling Council, WWC World Tag Team Championship a Euro with Kevin Quinn. Wrestle Center, IFWA Heavyweight Championship, current. Wrestling Observer Newsletter Awards, 5-star match vs Samoa Joe and AJ Styles at TNA Unbreakable, Tag Team of the Year with Kazarian, Worst Worked Match of the Year TNA Reverse Battle Royal on TNA Impact. 1 Daniels held the title jointly with John Brooks. 2 on the December 6, 2007 Impact. Daniels defeated Senshi with Alex Skipper as special guest referee to win his briefcase. References. External links. Fallen Angel Christopher Daniels.com, TNA Impact Wrestling Profile.